Currently, our two favorite cordless vacuums are the Dyson V10 Absolute and the Shark Ion P50. We have thoroughly tested each one and compared them to a lot of other popular cordless vacuums out there, and this video will go in depth to figure out which one is the best, but more importantly, which one will work best for your situation. So links in the description for current prices, and let's get started. These two cordless vacuums are top-of-the-line vacuums. In other words, the overall build quality for both of these machines far surpasses the run-of-the-mill and cheaper cordless vacuums out there. One of the ways you can tell a cordless vacuum is premium is its filtration system. Both of these vacuums have HEPA filters, but more importantly, they are both sealed systems with HEPA filtration, meaning they can pass our 5-micron fog test with no visible fog, which is a very, very rare feat for a cordless vacuum. Before we talk about performance results and get into all the suction and battery life tests, let's first touch on the main features that distinguish these two vacuums. The Dyson V10 Absolute comes with two different cleaner heads. The torque drive head, which can clean both hard floors and carpets, but is better with carpets, and the soft roller or fluffy head, which can clean only hard floors, but is really good with hard floors. We at Vacuum Wars have been extolling the virtues of soft rollers for hard floor cleaning for a long time, and it's a good reason to spend the extra money on the Absolute version of the V10, since it's the only version that includes the soft roller cleaner head. The Shark Ion P50 uses only one cleaner head with Shark's patented DuoClean technology. Basically, it's a soft roller and a regular brush roll combined into one cleaner head, so it transitions from carpet to hard floors seamlessly, which will come into play later. On hard floors, the Dyson does amazing with its soft roller, picking up just about everything it touches from fine dust to larger debris. With the torque drive head, it's better than the average cordless vacuum on hard floors, but only if you have the adjustable gates wide open on the front. On hard floors, the P50 is almost impossible to beat though. Like the Dyson, it picks up everything it touches from dust to large debris, but it's better in a couple ways. First, it can handle just about any amount of debris without clogging, where the Dyson is limited by a somewhat small intake hole that can clog if it's overloaded. And I'm aware that very few people will encounter a situation where it would be overloaded like in our tests, but it is what it is. The Shark is also better at grabbing difficult to pick up debris that the Dyson soft roller tends to spit out. Don't get me wrong, they are both amazing for hard floors, but in general, if I'm going to be cleaning hard floors, I'll grab the P50 over the V10. On carpets, there's debris pickup and then there's deep cleaning. With debris pickup, the Shark again has the edge over the Dyson, as it has the same virtually no limit pickup ability on all manner of debris types, from fine debris to pet hair to large debris. The Dyson, which is limited to its torque drive on carpets, is good with varied debris fields, but not nearly as good as the Shark, even with its front gates all the way open. However, with deep cleaning, the Dyson V10 has the edge. It remains one of the only cordless vacuums we've tested to get a perfect 100% on our deep clean test, where we rub exactly 100 grams of sand into a medium pile carpet and weigh the dust bends before and after. Granted, this test was done with the gates closed and with the V10 on max power, but still 100%. The Ion P50 only got 86% in that test, which is still really high for a cordless vacuum. For example, in the same test, the $700 upright corded vacuum only got 96%, but not being great at deep cleaning carpets is the main drawback for the DuoClean roller, and it's compounded in this case because it's a cordless vacuum, which tend to have less power than corded vacuums. So I think I'm going to score it like this so far: a tie with filtration. With hard floors, I'll give the point to the Shark. With carpets, I'm going to split it into two categories, giving the Shark the pickup category and the Dyson the deep cleaning point. Let's move on to ease of use. So here we need to talk about design. The P50 and the V10 have approached design completely differently, but both have their merits. The V10 is magically lightweight. I say it that way because it actually weighs as much or more than many of its competitors, but the way the weight is distributed makes it feel lighter than the rest. In other words, of all the vacuums I've tested in this style, the V10 is the very best in that it's the least tiring on the forearm of any that I've used. The P50, however, while technically heavier overall than the V10, has most of its weight toward the base of the unit, and so there's virtually no weight on your forearm. I can't stress how much this makes a difference when vacuuming. I can tell you that it's likely you will be disappointed with a cordless vacuum that has its battery weight supported by your forearm if you plan on using it for whole house cleaning. Again, the Dyson V10 is better than anything in that style, but it's still not as light feeling as the P50. In addition, the P50 can get even lighter with its lift away mode, where you can remove the canister to get into hard to reach places, or you can use it this way for various odd jobs like stair cleaning or upholstery. But to be fair, you can do essentially the same thing with the V10, just in a different way. The final ease of use thing is a big one for me. That is to say, transitions from hard floors to carpet. As I mentioned, with the V10, the soft roller is a must for hard floors, but if you have a lot of rugs or other patches of carpet to clean in the same job, you'll find yourself having to carry around the torque head since the soft roller can't be used for even the smallest carpet cleaning job. It's so much of a pain that I found that if I'm using the V10 for a large job, even a job with mostly hard floors, I'll just use the regular torque head instead so I don't have to carry around the extra head. With the P50, it's as simple as a switch on the handle to transition from hard floors to carpet, which is obviously better. Okay, so the P50 gets the point for ease of use, but calm down, Dyson fans, the next few rounds will surely go your way. We tested their suction and airflow both at the hose and at the cleaner heads on both low and high power, and found that with airflow, the Shark had a touch more on low power, but the Dyson had more on max power. I should also mention here that both of these numbers are really high for a cordless. In fact, I've yet to test a cordless vacuum that's measured anywhere near 44 CFM that wasn't called a Shark or a Dyson. Same thing with the suction. They both had well above average numbers, but the Dyson has a touch more, even though it was kind of hard to measure since its auto shutoff feature kicks in when trying to measure it. So they both have a lot of power, but the Dyson has more, at least on max power, so a point for the Dyson V10, and moving on to battery life. So with cordless vacuum battery life, it's all about context, since you can get radically different times depending on what power setting and what attachments you're using. For example, when we tested these on low power with no cleaner head attached, we found that the Dyson V10 ran for 61 minutes and the Shark P50 ran for 55 minutes, which is really good for both. Like, no one comes close, best in class, good. When we added a cleaner head and turned on max power, the Dyson dropped way down to 6 minutes and 30 seconds per charge, and the P50 dropped to 20 minutes and 50 seconds. Keep in mind that the Dyson is putting out more power on max power than the P50, so that does explain a lot. Also keep in mind that the V10 has a medium power setting where the Shark does not, and on its medium power, which was running at 31 CFM, the V10 got 27 minutes. I'm going to give this round to the V10 for having more power options and as a result, slightly longer run times. I'll wrap up with a few miscellaneous points, including price. The Ion P50 has the largest dustbin of any cordless vacuum I know of, which is about a cup and a half bigger than the already very big dustbin of the V10. They both were super easy to empty and not prone to stuck debris at all. As far as attachments, the Dyson V10 wins for having the mini motorized brush included in the base package, where the P50 only has one available but is sold separately. As far as storage, I much prefer the P50, which can stand up on its own, to the V10, which is awkward to set aside or store unless you are using the included wall mount. As far as parts, I have to give it to the Shark, which has everything readily available on their website, whereas almost all the parts for the Dyson V10 on the Dyson website say out of stock, and it's been that way every time I've checked. The Dyson V10 has a much easier to clean brush roll, which is easy to remove, where the Shark brush roll needs to be cleaned while it's still in the machine. Finally, while prices tend to change, and I'll put the Amazon links below for current prices, the P50 is generally speaking quite a bit cheaper than the V10. So, while the P50 pulled ahead at the end there, I hope you can see that there are pros and cons for each of these, but one thing is for sure, these two cordless vacuums represent the best of the best right now, and either one is a good buy. Links in the description, and consider a like if this video helped you out, and thanks for watching.